Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are still using our stash, so yeah, we are going to make something else with those C6 envelopes that I had in my previous video. If you didn't get a chance to see my previous video, then I will leave a link. It will probably be up here in the corner somewhere, but now we have, are you ready? Oh, I love this project. This is so cool. And it is just a little file folder. How cool is that? Oh, I absolutely love it. I decorated it with loads of Tim Holtz and some washi tape, and obviously I sanded so much because I'm right on them, just using sanding on everything. It just makes it look so vintage and cool. These are Heidi Swap's alphas, and they sanded perfectly, so they sort of blended in. And yeah, this is one of the frames in the background. I mounted some stuff on some foam as well, just to give it a bit more sort of like dimension, and I stuck some bits of ephemera and washi tape and stuff on the back. This, I love this. So this is the Heidi Swap, this is the July 4th washi tape set, and then in the middle fitted perfectly the Tim Holtz, I can't remember what pack this is from, but I will link it down below, and it just fitted perfectly, and I thought it looked really cool. And I did the same on the front there as well, because the alphas were quite small, so I wanted something in the middle. These are my favourite little ephemera snippets, and this heart is just from, I got a pack of stickers from Hobbycraft of just foam hearts, because obviously Valentine's Day is coming. And then in the envelopes I just put some tags with some tabs on the top, and I didn't really do a lot to these. So there's that one, and it's got stamped with samples, new stamps, just a signature in the bottom and a number there. I didn't do anything to this one, I didn't do anything to that one, and this one I just stamped postcard on the top. So they're the files. All the paper I used was from the Backdrops volume 4. I believe, yeah, volume 4, I'm pretty sure. And then the envelopes in the middle, and a piece of 12 by 12 is just folded over and scored, and then yeah, so let's get on and make this cool little project. Right, so first off we are going to take 5 of the C6 envelopes, and we're going to cut them at 5 inches. So I'm going to get my trimmer, and I'm going to cut them all, and these are quite thin, so I'm going to do 2 at a time just to save some time. So that's that done. And now keep these, because these are going to be really cool. If you glue the tab down, you've got like a little pocket you can stick on your work. Right, so we have our 5 envelopes that have been chopped down. We're now just going to take the strips off and do what we did last time. Just going to glue down the corners, because the sticky strip doesn't go all the way to the edge. So just put some glue on the edge there. Perfect. They're all done. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to take each envelope, make sure you got it the right way round, and we're just going to put a line of glue straight down the middle, and then get another envelope, place it on top, and do the same to all 5 envelopes. And make sure the opening is always at the top. The last one. Perfect. And then you have your fanned envelopes. Now what I like to do is just take the top one and just lift it and just put a thin line of glue along the bottom. It just makes it a little bit more, you don't have to do it to all of them, just the top one, turn it over and do the other side. Just makes it a little bit more sturdier. Now, I was going to use the backdrops as its cover. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so cool. I was going to use the backdrops as its cover, but they're not big enough. So I got some of the Tim Holtz out of my stash, of course. The Tim Holtz 12 by 12. Right, so this one, I don't know. I haven't got the cover on it, so I don't actually know which one it is, unfortunately, and it broke. So I'm just going to pick a sheet, and I want this one. Perfect. And the cover we are going to cut at 5, so 5 inches across, and then 10 3/4 down. So let me get my big trimmer. So we're going to go 5 inches across, and then take out the extender, and we're going to go 10 3/4. Perfect. And now we're going to take our scoreboard and what way do we want it? Not that it matters. We are going to score it. I'll put it the other way around. So we are going to score it at 5 1/4 and 5 1/2. I'm just going to go down it a couple of times, make sure it's burnished properly, and then fold it over, burnish it down. Perfect. So then you have that. Right, so let's put this back out of the way. And we're going to round the corners, and I'm going to use the biggest one for this. So that's there's the envelopes, and that's going to sit in there. Now don't worry, because I know you're going to, when you're making this, you're probably going to think that gap is a little bit too big for the envelopes, but when you've got the tags in it, it's not going to be, and even more so when you put stuff on the tags as well. So just going to put that aside for now, and then I'm going to get some white cardstock and we're going to make the tags. Right, so I've got my white cardstock, and we're going to cut the tags at 4 1/4 and 5 inches. So I'm going to get my chopper back out. And do 4 1/4 by 5, and I'm going to do that 5 times. So 4 1/4 by 5. So now we're going to cut all our little layers. So this is going to be the tag layers, and I've got out some more Tim Holtz. So use that one, use that one, that one, and we'll use that one. And we're going to cut the layers at 4 inches by 4 3/4. So I'm going to do the 4 3/4 and then chomp. Actually, I might turn this around. I want quite the big gap on the tag, and then cut at 4. So there's 1. So there's all your bits. Again, save all your scraps. And now we're just gonna cut all the edges. Again, I'm going to use the biggest side. Just round all the corners. Going to do it on them ones and on the white ones too. And then these fit with a lovely little border on, just like that. Now I'm going to cut all these and then I'll be back. Right, so I've cut them all, and now I'm going to distress them. So I'm going to get my oxides, and I've got walnut stain and vintage photo. So I'm going to put this on fast because they take a while, and then I'll be back. Right, so I have inked the tags. I have also inked the cover as well. And all I've done is literally just gone round and distressed with the vintage photo. And then just on the edges, I go over with the walnut stain, just because it just gives it a bit of dimension. And what I've also learned in my sanding travels is that if you ink first, then sand after, it's perfect. I don't know why I didn't think of it. It's like distressing 101. How did I not even think? Distress first, then sand. And then you don't have to go over the sanding because it's already done. So in my last video, I was like, oh, I don't want to distress too much because I don't want to lose the sanding. It's like, Tone, mate, why didn't you just distress first and then sand later? These are questions I have no answers to, I'm afraid. I do need a new sanding block. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked I need a new sanding block at all. I think I've definitely got everything I needed out of this one. I could probably still get some more, but I'll probably just use it with my hand. Right, so we're going to sand these and wait, see what I mean when distress first, sand after. I mean, you know, it's common sense, but I obviously struggle with common sense. Right, so I've distressed and now I'm just gonna, woo! This new sanding pad is, woohoo! And then that's the effect you get. How cool is that? See? I don't know why I didn't think of this first. So I'm just gonna lightly rub around the edges. Oh, and bit of advice that I should have took myself again, but we've already established that I obviously struggle with common sense. Do the sanding before you glue them down. Yes, I did not, and it was, you know, it was all right, but it's just easier if you do it before. So I'm just going to sand round all of these, and like I said in my previous video, you've got the control. I mean, depending on how much you want sort of sanded off is depending on how much pressure you put on it. So this is the light sand, and then if you want, that's a little bit harder. So you're in complete control of how much you take off. You can go round in circles if you want, if you do it lightly. If you push too hard, it does, going around in circles does tend to bring up the paper, like I also noticed in my previous video. See? We learn as we go. I'm learning with you. And that just makes it perfect. Oh, I just love this effect. I absolutely love this effect. And then I just want a little bit more. Perfect. And I also love that effect. Look at that. Oh, if you just go. It's just so cool. It's just so cool. Right, and I'm going to do the front cover before I clean off. Perfect. Now be careful on the crease because you don't want to make the paper too thin. And that is perfect. Right, now I'm just going to wipe my mat down and I'll be back. Right, now just to strengthen the fold, the spine, I'm just going to put some of the Tim Holtz washi tape right down the middle. And this is the, I know this is from the postal set, I'm pretty sure. The numbers might be as well, but I'm not too sure. I will have a look. I'm just going to push that on and then snip off the ends, and then just run over the washi tape with the sandpaper, and it just gives it a little bit more. Right, so now we're going to glue these onto these. Right, so I have glued all my tags together, and I don't know if you remember, but in one of my previous videos, it was last year, and it was when I got back from the Netherlands, and I went to Doeding. I had 2 punches, 2 whale tail punches. Now in this one, I used the Stampin' Up whale punch that I used in my previous video, but this one, I remembered I made a load. I literally made tons, and I used the whale tail punch, and I used the rectangular one as well, and I really want the jumbo one. I really want the jumbo one. So I'm going to pick 5 of these, and I'm going to use these. Oh, look, I have my tickets as well that I made in my previous video. Oh, I might put some of those on too. So I'll put those there. Let's spread these out so we can see them. Love it. That's a singular one, so I don't want to use that. I want to use the double ones. So I think on this one, this is going to go really nice. Yeah, the colouring is perfect. So I'm just going to glue this on. I completely forgot I made these. And I'm just going to lay it right to where the curve stops. Ah! Quick! I've done it the wrong way around. See? Lack of common sense. That's what I've got. Luckily enough, I didn't push it down. Oh, now look at that. Oh, I absolutely love it. If you didn't see that video, I'll link it down below, or I'll link it at the end. Yeah, I might put it at the end of the video on a little time card. Right, so then this one, what shall we have? Oh, now this has got a little label on it, but I feel like that's a bit small. That's a bit small for the tag. I don't think I'm going to use these ones because they're a little bit small. And luckily, just by chance, we have 5. It's like it was meant to be. I think this one, oh look, oh yes. Right, so this one, we're going to make sure we've got the right way round, Toni, because, you know. And what I do, how I like to line them up is I'm going to layer this one here and then lay this on top. But I'm going to pull it down a little bit further like that. And I just want to line, obviously it will overlap because the length. And then I'm just going to put this on top. And that's how I do the 1, 2, 3. Ah, yes, look. They look so cool already. Love it. I think this one is going to go on here. Oh, you know what that means now? That means I'm going to have to make more tabs. Right, so we get it in the same place as this one. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip it to the back, and I'm going to place the tab directly on top and then just layer the tag over the top and push down, and then just maneuver about as you wish. And then these two theoretically will be in the same spot, so when they should be identical. And then with this one in the middle, there we go. And you should have the same gap on each end. Oh, I love them. Right, we've got 2 more to do. All right, what shall we have? I think we're going to have this one on here. And then we're going to do the same because we've got 5 and the last one is on here. So then the next one I'm going to do in the middle. So it looks like it's going do, 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 if that makes sense. So again, I'm just going to lay this down. I'm going to put the ticket, the tab on top of that tab, and then it should be, and just maneuver it around before it dries. Squeeze it together. And then these two should be in the same place. Perfect. So then, because we have one, oh no, we've got these the wrong way around. Hold on, that's it. So because we have one on the left, the middle and the right, and then the next tag is in the middle. So to make this one match, we're going to need one down here as well on the left. So we're going to take this one again, take the last tab, put a bit of glue on. I hope that makes sense. Lay that on top. And then just squeeze the tab on like that. And then we have, can you see the way it goes? Sort of like, so they're evenly spaced, if that makes sense. And then if I was to do more, then I would do, after this one, I would do another, oh, hold on, this one's stuck on that one, on that brad. I would do another middle one, and then a right hand one, and then a middle one and a left hand one, and I would keep going like that so that they're all spaced evenly. So they're the tags. The tags are now complete, or are they? So now we're going to get back to the front cover. And when I said about, let me get the envelopes and put the tags and don't forget, sometimes it does take a little wiggle because of the folds and stuff in the envelope, but they should go down. I don't know what ones. Yeah, it's the fold at the bottom. So I'm just gonna that's it. And then this one in here. And then this one in here. There we go. And the last one in the back pocket. And then it automatically fills it out. So when you come to put it in, it does fit. So it's not so spacious. So we've got the tags in their envelopes. And I think, should we glue them in? Yeah. Shall we glue them in? Yes. Right. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure, I think I'm going to have, no, I'm going to have this side as the front cover. So I'm just going to put a valley of glue down the middle, and then what I'm going to do is I want to line the end of the envelopes right up to the bottom. I just need to lift this up and make sure that it's the same on both sides. So where that crease is, I want to make sure it's right down there and that these two are even. So if you want to, you can, just while you've still got some manoeuvring. And then I'm going to put some glue just along the end of the envelopes and along there. And I'm just going to fold it up like that and just push it down a bit while I have a little sip of my Diet Coke. Oh, thirsty work. And then along the front, again, just a valley of glue and close. And hold down. And there you have your little folder. How cool is that? Right, so now we're going to put something on the front cover. Now, I'm not going to go as crazy as I did on this one because of the time of the video. So let's just move these out of the way. Right, so I've chosen 2 pieces of Tim Holtz backdrops as my layer on my front cover. And I don't know, I think I might want this one. Right, so let me grab my trimmer because the top layer is going to be 4.5 by 5. So if I cut it the length first, and then I can decide. So these are 6. So I want, if I go 5, no, if I go 6.5, and then go 4.5, that's perfect. Because I wanted the department part in. I'm going to just add a bit of foam. Now, I bought these, they're 50p each, from Hobbycraft. They sell them everywhere. It's literally just kids foam. It's not very thick, but it is perfect for just a bit of dimension. So I'm not going to use the white one because I think that will stand out too much. So I'm going to use the black one, and I'm just going to glue it down. Make sure you glue right to the edges. It also just gives your project like a little bit of stability as well, because this the backdrops and that, they're not very thick, they're not very strong, and especially the old 12x12s as well. Oh, got a bit of seepage. That's it. And now I'm just gonna cut this out. Just give it a bit of tweaking, and you have to cut the rounded corners because it won't fit in the punch. And then just trim it all up. Let's move that out of the way. And there you have the perfect layer for your cover. So we're just going to glue this down. You don't have to use glue. You can use double-sided tape as well. And then just glue it down. Oh, how cool is that? I was debating on whether to, I'm going to do it. I didn't know whether to glue these back envelopes down, but I think I'm gonna, because like I said, look, this paper, the 12 by 12 is quite flimsy, so I think I'm only going to do the back one. Just going to push that down for a bit, because the front one has this on, so yeah, I think I prefer that. No, I'm going to do the front. Look at me on the wild side. No, I'm going to do the front. I didn't do that on this one. See, on this one, it's... And yeah, I'm going to do it now, actually, because it does strengthen it up on some washi tape. I'm not going to completely decorate it, but I do want some washi tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sand the edges, and then that should just... Oh, actually, I quite like it like that. Oh, I know, yeah. Oh, look at that, look. So let's stick that down there. Oh! I like it. I like it a lot. Right, so we're going to sand off the edge, and then it should just easily rip off. Oh! I love that. That's just too cool. Right, now I'm just gonna give it a little sand, just so it blends. Blends in. And how cool is that? Oh, I love it already. Right, I'm going to get some of my ephemera. And these are the new ones before Christmas. I can't remember what they're called. But I do have some frames. And when I first got these frames, I really struggled on what to do with them. I really did. I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know how to use them, or what do I do? So, let's put this here. These are perfect for things like this. I don't want one with pink in it. So just like that there. Right, so I've pulled some bits out from all different collections. So I'm going to use this frame, but first we're going to distress it, and I want it really distressed, so I'm going to use the vintage photo, and because, not the vintage photo, walnut stain, and because it's glossy, you've got a couple of seconds where you can just, if you look, if you put too much on, just wipe it off. And then I'm going to take my sanding block and just go round the edges. I'm not doing what I normally do because I don't want to affect the stitching. So over the top, excuse the dogs, they're barking at the tractor. Right, and I think I'm going to use that in the background. But I also want something to go down there too. I'm going to use this one. I don't mind that it's blue, so I'm just going to distress it. Just going to put that there. And then lay the frame over the top. But again, like I did in my other videos, I'm not going right to the edge because I might want to tuck some bits under it. So for instance, I might want to just slide that under there, and then I haven't got my little scissors on me, so I'm just gonna distress it with my nail and go over it with a little bit of ink. And then let's move this out of the way. And then I'm just gonna slide that under there. And what else do we have? I'm just going to trim this up. Because sometimes the red's bigger on one side than it is the other. And then I'm just going to slice that down there. And again, I'm just going to go over it with my nail. I'm not going to worry about that end because that end's going to be tucked underneath. Get my tweezers. And shall I put it there? Yeah, I'm going to put it there. So I'm just going to place it on. And just layer that there. And then I'm going to take the other side and just roughen up the edges. Now this time I am going to do down this side because I'm going to put this on the edge of the paper. Just put a little smidgen of glue. And then I'm going to put this over here like that. Perfect, 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 perfect. Now this is what I'm going to use. So whereas on my other one I had this label and I had two of them, but I don't seem to have any more, I don't think. Oh, I have a little pile of stuff here. So let's have a quick look, because if not, I'm going to have to use this. Or actually, what about a tag? Yeah, I like that idea. Crocodile and the little hole, and just punch that out. So we go to the 3/16, trim a hole, then go to the 5/16, go over like that, and then I just need to lift it up so I can perfect. And then we have a cool little reinforcer. I'm going to put that over the top, and then I'm going to give this a little distress. I'm going to put some washi tape along the top. And then fold it over, give it a bit of a sand on the edges and the reinforcer. And then I also want to put this on foam. So I'm going to get my black foam back, trim off that bit and glue this down. Just like that. And then trim it off. Perfect. Give it a little bend so it's got some movement. And then luckily this one you can't fit the foam. Oh, it does. Look at that. Look, I tried it the other day and it didn't. Ah, oh, typical. Right, so we're going to put that in. There we go. Probably because it had thicker cardstock, to be honest. And then that can go on the top there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue round the edge because obviously you've got a bit of a gap in the middle. Lay that there. Oh, that's looking too cool. And then we have some other ephemera bits here. So I'm just gonna distress the edges with my nail. Put a bit of ink on. And then we're going to put this, I think we're going to put it just off the edge here. Why not? Why not? Put that just there. And we have some square labels here. I wonder if... See, I quite like that number on the bottom, so I'm not going to use that. No. However, I do like this transparency, so let's put a bit of... I'm going to just smooth it out so it's all over the transparency. And then I'm going to put this, I think, just there. And because you've spread the glue out, so it's not just one big strip, it doesn't show. Right, so now I'm going to have a quick tidy up and then I'll be back. Right, so here I have my Heidi Swap Alpha stickers. And I think I'm going to go for black again, to be honest. Let's see what I've got. I've got some mini ones there, but I think... Oh, they might be okay, actually. I also have red. No, I think I've got too much red. Green... No, I think I'm going to go I'm going to go for these, just so it looks a bit different. Mind you saying that, I don't think these won't sand. So let's have a look, and yeah, it should all fit. So it's all of a sudden got a little bit dark here, so I'm just put on my little ring light. I love my little ring light. Right, so what am I going to put on this? Because this one I have got making memories. But I don't really want them to be the same. Oh, I love it. I do love it. I think maybe, should I just put the same? Yeah, I'm just going to put the same. Why not? Oh, can't grab it. Right, so I'm going to use the red line of the washi tape as my guide. Right, so I have used all my M's, so I'm going to put making stories. Right, so I run out of M's, so I've put down making stories, and I'm just going to make sure it's down properly, and I'm just going to sand just lightly, just over the top like that. And then along the bottom here, I'm going to put some more washi tape. Just along there, and then again I'm just going to sand the edges. Pull that bit off and give it a little still got that bit stuck on my hand. Take that bit off, give that a little sand, and there we have our finished piece. I haven't decorated the back because I don't know how long this video is. So, but yeah, how cool is that? Oh, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And here are our two little file folders. And it is so much better, the glued on the back. Definitely gives it a little bit more, just makes it a bit more sturdy, having it glued. So yeah, so thank you everybody for being here. I hope you give this a go. If you do, don't forget to tag me on social media. All my details are in the description box down below. And, oh, where's my little bit of string? There it is. And I'll see you all next time. I don't know what we're going to be doing on next video. We might make something out of the rest of the envelopes, but we might not. We might move on to paper bags. I'm not sure yet. But I hope you all join me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.